Okay guys, here we are at night time and we're playing as the werehog. Now, my views on the werehog, he's honestly not as bad as everyone says, honestly. I think I'll come into it more as I do the levels, but obviously he's second rate to the regular Sonic levels, but that's the case with Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 1 and that, you know? Sega just attempt to add more variety with it, and although it may not be the right, I can't talk today, and although sometimes that might not be the best thing to do, I appreciate them for trying. And this time around, you can't actually complain as much as we could in the past, for a number of reasons. One of which is the fact that the werehog is only one additional gameplay style now, you know. Oh, I gotta get these switches right. You know, in the past they tended to be like 3 or even more in a Sonic Adventure. And also, we don't have like 9 characters to play as now. Even though he is the werehog, he's still Sonic, you know? Right, I got an A rank. I think I can get an S, I'm pretty good at this one. Right. Now, as you probably know, there are... the werehog is split into 2 parts on both the Wii version and the 360 version. That's like platforming and combat. Combat on the 360 version is fine, it really is. Now, I've never played God of War, but I've played Ninja Gaiden and Devil May Cry and all that. I'll admit, those games are a lot better than this werehog. It'd be wrong to say that the werehog is better, but it gets the job done, you know? It's got that feeling that like you can just randomly smash buttons for the first time you play it, find out what your favourite combos are, and then just use them for the rest of the game. So the combat is fine, you know, but on the Wii version the combat is really just boring, I gotta say. Like, you just gotta... I used a GameCube controller, you just gotta slam the buttons and all that. I'm not bashing the GameCube controller because as you're about... on the GameCube version... on the Wii version, I can't even talk. The platforming is a lot better on that version. Here the platforming is really unforgiving, you know, like I said in the Holoska daytime level video. On the Wii version it's a lot easier, and speaking as a hardcore Sonic fan, I can say that was probably the best choice to make, because it can get really frustrating. There's one little mechanic in the werehog levels, just one little mechanic, that I hate more than any other. I'll talk about it later in a level where it's appropriate, where it's always present, but that's not this level at the moment. Right. But the controls feel good. They take a while to get used to, you know, but I like them. Like the double jump, for some reason I couldn't get that right away, but then I started to get it, and now I feel really comfortable with it. But yeah, some parts are just stupidly frustrating, and they kinda like, they did some stuff with the camera that they probably thought would have been good at the time, but ended up not being that good. But my hat's off to them for trying. On the Wii version, the platforming is a lot better though. My final verdict, I guess if you want me to sum up the werehog, how I feel about it, you know, I like it. I do like the werehog. I think he looks cool, you know, but he really would have been a lot better if they had the controls and combat of the 360 version, but the platforming and level design of the Wii version. If they combined those two together, it really would have been perfect. Right. Right, let me show you some combos I've learned then. Alright, and also these quick time events actually, they can be pretty hard, but what you've got to keep in mind is that the more health the enemy has, the harder the quick time event is going to be, so it's best to just like hit him a couple of times before you initiate it, so that it'll be a lot easier. See, look, he's almost dead, and let me try it now. If he lets me. See, look, it's really slow now. Oh, that health's gone. Oh. Right, here's where we gotta pick this guy up. Right, I get really impatient here. Yeah, I'm really good at it. I gotta say, the platforming in this game now. Right. Here's the mechanic I despise, okay? No, in fact, I'll not talk about it here. I'll talk about it in a level where it's appropriate. Because there's a level that has a lot of it. And this cartwheel combo has got to be my favourite at this point. I think I've definitely leveled up the werehog enough that I can just hit attack constantly, you know? Don't really need to do the finishing moves anymore, or at least not in the earlier levels. Right. Hopefully I can do this in 10 minutes. Right, more brawling. Okay, it's all good. Now wait, the more come back? I think they do. Okay, let's see if we can just skip these guys. I think we can. Yep. Here's a little tip actually. When you jump up and press the B button, if you quickly hold down the A button, he'll like sort of go upwards, you know? It's a good way if you're trying to be quick, you know? Right. Again, parts like this are good if you've got the controls down, you know? Thankfully I do, and I can just skim through it, and it's fun, you know? Okay. I guess I'll say right now, these are the things I hate more than anything. These things are so stupid. I'm gonna talk about them in another level though. Okay. Also, I think it's gonna mean that you're under pressure here because those things are gonna collapse in a minute. And you want to take out these missile firing robots first.